Kimberley joins us now. Kimberley, we've had quite a few comments in already, which we're going to read out. Ruth, thank you for getting in touch with us. I have osteoarthritis in my knee and deal with chronic pain every day. I've been on painkillers for a long time.
Kathy's got in touch. I have complex regional pain syndrome and use a walking stick. The best medicine for me is a positive attitude and planting my flower pots.
And Elizabeth, thank you, Elizabeth, says, my chronic pain can get me really down and depressed. I use Strictly Fitness to help keep myself active. Exercise means I feel good for a wee while.
We like that. So, Kimberley, how does pain that we feel actually link to our brain?
Yeah, in fact, those comments really kind of hit on what we understand about the psychology and the biology of pain, which is there's a really close relationship between physical and emotional pain. And in the brain, they kind of piggyback on each other. So the physical pain system is the baseline and the emotional pain system sits on top of that. And so that's why when we're in emotional pain, it can really hurt, and why the way we think and feel about our pain makes a difference to how we experience it. But there's also another part of the brain called the amygdala. You might know about that as our kind of threat detection system, and that can be alerted when we experience pain as well. And so essentially your brain is trying to work out what the threat is, what the danger is, and how to escape it. And so that can be one of the problems with chronic pain, is that actually we don't know if we can escape it, and people can end up feeling a bit trapped in their pain. They can't find any relief. You can feel very stuck, and then that can kind of lead into depression.
How come some people can have a really high pain threshold and other people very low pain threshold?
So there are lots and lots of ideas and thoughts around this, because pain is so subjective. You know, what one person thinks of as painful, somebody might just say, it's just a scratch, you know, it can barely register it. And so we think there are lots of kind of different factors. So it might be genetics, for example. You might just be born with a slightly more sensitive constitution, sensitive nerves that respond to pain more intensely than other people do. Sometimes it's hormones, so you might be more sensitive to pain at certain times of the month, or depending on what's happening elsewhere in your kind of biology. We know that age is a factor as well, so the older you are, the more likely you are to experience pain or feel more sensitive to pain. Also, psychological factors, so stress can increase your sensitivity to pain. Social isolation increases your sensitivity to pain, and that's where I was talking about that overlap between that physical and emotional pain. So the emotional pain of social isolation can increase the physical pain that we experience as well.
Fascinating, isn't it? So are there any things that we can do to help reduce the way that we feel pain?
So yes, because there's also the aspect of the expectation. So your previous experience of pain will inform how you respond to pain going forward.
Do we remember pain, though? Because I thought we don't. I thought we didn't remember pain.
We do, because then your brain has to try and work out how to... Your brain is remembering everything and holding on to the information and trying to characterise it and trying to give it meaning. So it's always trying to work out, well, what did this pain mean? How did we respond to it? What was the recovery like? Oh, what shall we do next? So you will have a memory you will have a memory of pain, and that will inform how you respond to pain in the future. And that's why we think that a combination of psychological and physical interventions are the best way to try and help people reduce their pain.